Welcome aboard our exciting journey through the annals of history. Step into the time machine and travel back to 1994, a year that left an indelible mark on history with its plethora of significant events across diverse domains, all of which have played a pivotal role in shaping the world we live in today. First up is technology. In July 1994, a visionary named Jeff Bezos founded Amazon, initially as an online bookstore. Little did we know then that Amazon would revolutionize e-commerce, disrupt bookselling, and eventually, retail as a whole. In December, the Netscape Navigator browser was launched, quickly becoming the market leader and taking the use of the internet from academia and corporations to the public. Finally, December also saw Sony introduce the PlayStation in Japan. This popular gaming console greatly influenced the video game industry's shift towards the use of CDs instead of cartridges. Next is finance. The North American Free Trade Agreement, involving the United States, Canada, and Mexico, came into effect in January 1994. This agreement eliminated many tariffs on goods traded between these countries, greatly affecting North American economies. On May 6, the Channel Tunnel opened, linking the United Kingdom and France, with significant financial implications both in its construction and in revolutionizing travel between the UK and continental Europe. The year ended with the Mexican peso crisis in December, as the government devalued the peso, triggering a financial crisis that emphasized the risks of economic instability in emerging markets. Let's now delve into books. In January, John Berendt published Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. This non-fiction work, based on real-life events in Savannah, Georgia, quickly became a bestseller. Haruki Murakami released The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle in Japan in 1994, further enhancing his reputation as a leading contemporary novelist. Finally, though Gabriel Garcia Marquez's 100 Years of Solitude was initially published in 1967, its English version won the first International Dublin Literary Award in 1994, drawing renewed attention to Marquez's work. Now, let's talk about health. In May, the FDA approved the Flavor Saver, a genetically modified tomato, marking the first approval of a genetically engineered food. On December 1, World AIDS Day focused on the shared responsibility of governments, communities, and individuals to fight against AIDS, which had already killed millions globally by 1994. Also, the United Nations held the International Conference on Population and Development in Cairo in September, recognizing reproductive health and family planning as fundamental human rights. In food, with the approval of the Flavor Saver tomato, a new era in the food industry began. This marked the start of more genetically modified foods entering the market. The 1990s also saw the growth of the organics movement as a reaction to genetically modified and chemically treated foods. The year 1994 was significant in the continued growth of interest in organic and natural foods. Nutritional labeling also became increasingly standardized worldwide as consumers became more health conscious. In the world of sports, the United States hosted the FIFA World Cup in June and July. Brazil emerged as the champions in a penalty shootout against Italy. The 2017 Winter Olympics were held in Lillehammer, Norway, in February. The Games were the first to be held in a different year than the Summer Olympics. The year was also notable for the Major League Baseball strike in August, which resulted in the cancellation of the remainder of the season, including the World Series. Now, let's talk about music. 1994 was a tragic year as we lost the influential Nirvana frontman, Kurt Cobain, in April. Despite the loss, music continued to bring joy and solace. In August, Woodstock '94 commemorated the 25th anniversary of the original Woodstock Festival despite challenges with crowd control and weather. And who could forget the unforgettable soundtrack of The Lion King? Released in May, the soundtrack, with music by Elton John and Tim Rice and a score by Hans Zimmer, was enormously successful, even snagging the Academy Award for Best Original Score. Next, let's step into the world of films and TV. Although The Shawshank Redemption had a lukewarm box office reception upon its release, this film is now hailed as one of the greatest films of all time thanks to its powerful storytelling and performances. On a lighter note, Forrest Gump, released in July, was a commercial and critical success, winning 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor for Tom Hanks. And let's not forget the debut of Friends in September, a sitcom that quickly became one of the most popular TV shows globally, with its appeal enduring even decades after its conclusion. Finally, in politics, the year 1994 marked some significant shifts. Nelson Mandela was inaugurated as South Africa's first black president in May, marking the end of apartheid. Tragically, a mass genocide began in Rwanda in April, with about 800,000 people, mostly of the Tutsi minority, killed in just 100 days. On a hopeful note, the Provisional Irish Republican Army, IRA, announced a complete cessation of military operations in August, marking a significant breakthrough in the Northern Ireland peace process. And there you have it, a whirlwind tour of the year 1994. From transformative shifts in technology, financial policies, and health, to memorable books, food trends, sports moments, music, films, TV shows, and political milestones, 1994 was indeed a year to remember. Thank you for joining us on this trip down memory lane. Stay tuned for more historical deep dives in our next episode.